It was a great session, a really nice audience, and I was delighted to be here. I think I really had three main themes. The topic was collaborative leadership. And when you talk about collaboration, you're talking about moving cultures and leadership skills, by the way, from command and control to influence and impact. And to do that, leaders have to behave differently. Some of those skills you already have, but some you might be surprised. For instance, I talked about a global study of something like 18,000 leaders in many different industries in many different countries, and they found that the number one driver of leadership performance was empathy. Now, 25 years ago when I started this, it might have been vision. Are you a good visionary? Can you clearly articulate that vision? Is it compelling? Today, that's still important, but being empathetic is even more important. Now, that's a skill set that a lot of leaders haven't thought was valuable and really haven't acquired. So that's one kind of skill. I think that the other thing that I found was some research from Google, I think it was called the Aristotle Project, where they looked at 180 of their teams and said, what makes a great collaborative team? Now, this is a tech company, and they didn't say it was technical expertise. They didn't say it was IQ. They said it was social sensitivity. Now, social sensitivity was really defined in this way. They said people on a team tended to talk equally. Nobody just sat back and nobody took over the entire meeting. But the other thing, which I loved because I have a specialty in this, was they said social sensitivity was also the ability to pick up on cues from other people, including reading their body language. So one of the sections that I covered today was on different aspects of body language and having the audience take a look at what these certain signals would mean, because INSEAD said that leaders who can gauge the emotional context of their team or their organization are looked on as transformational. So if we're looking at transformational leadership skills, reading body language is definitely one of them. I think the kind of leaders that are having the most success in any kind of organization are those who inspire loyalty. Now, I picked this up first years ago when I was studying change leadership. And I interviewed people that were taking their organizations through transformation then, as people are now taking their organizations through transformation. And I also interviewed the employees that reported to these leaders. And the ones who had employees who would walk through walls for them were the ones who inspired loyalty. And they didn't inspire it by saying, I demand it, I want it, I need it. They inspired it by being transparent, by being inclusive, by being honest, and by having their teams back. I had one leader tell me, Carol, people will be almost embarrassingly loyal to anyone who's loyal to them. Now, that's true today. It takes collaboration. You can't have a culture for innovation if just marketing is innovative or IT is innovative. It has to be widespread. So you have to include people in the process. It's also innovation today isn't some genius going to his or her office and coming up with a great idea. It's people collaborating with suppliers, with customers, with other business partners, and collectively coming up with those great ideas. So that has changed quite a bit in organizations. And I think that IT leaders, just as any other leader, are leading people. Sometimes we get so pulled into the technological aspect of the job that we forget that people are people. So I go back to the Google study, social sensitivity. Who'd have thought that in, a high-tech organization, that would come out as the number one driver of great collaborative teams. So if you're going to be a great collaborative leader, you have to embody that, you have to know how important that is, and you have to encourage that in your teams.